Hi there, I'm Alex Feng. I'm one of the elders here at Stonehill Church. And one of the things that we had talked about in the Board of Elders is increasing the transparency between elders and the congregation. And so you'll see a lot to come in future months. But one of the things we wanted to start off with was making sure everyone knew as a baseline what an elder does, how that functions in the church, and details like that. So over the next two videos, first with Pastor Tracy, as well as the next one with Bill Boyce, the president of the Board of Elders, we'll go into some of those details as far as what an elder is, exactly what an elder is versus a deacon, and in the next video, exactly how the board functions. So with that, Tracy, thanks for taking some time. First question I'll ask for you is a very baseline question. What is an elder?
It's a great question. And what an elder is our church is made up of 13 elders. And I think what the biblical teaching of elders is that a group of men provide oversight for the entire congregation. So it's the elder board together that oversees the finances of the church, that oversees the spiritual development of the church, oversees the individual members of the church. And in providing oversight and providing shepherding, we provide not only care for the individuals within the church, praying for people, caring for those that are hurting, but we also want to provide oversight to ensure that our ministries are in line with our vision, that our ministries are in line with the scriptures, and that each of the ministries is being overseen in an appropriate way to accomplish the biblical priorities that Christ has mandated for the church to make disciples of all people.
Okay. So certainly as we read the Bible and as we read about church governance, there's elder, there's pastor, there's a deacon, so I'm sure people have questions. So first question is, how's an elder different from the senior pastor?
So in some sense, there's no difference in the sense. I'm one of 13 elders who provide oversight for the church. In a particular elder meeting, I get one vote, just like everyone else does. And so we do this together, and we serve one another, and we desire to have a group of men who, in humility, work together, work for consensus to see God direct us as a group. On the other hand, I think there is a few differences. As a senior pastor, am able to work at the church. The church compensates me, so I'm able to give more time, obviously, full time, whether most of our elders are working other jobs. And so I'm able to devote full time to that. And I would say, as a senior pastor, I am responsible in maybe a more comprehensive way to provide the bulk of the teaching on Sunday morning in particular, and then to arrange for the other speakers with our other pastors, etc., and other elders sometimes speak. And so I think that's some of the main differences in terms of as a pastor and my role.
Okay. Similar question. Elder, deacon. How do those two function and how are they different?
Right. So I think when you look at the New Testament, the elders are certainly the coordinators of the ministry of the word and ministry of prayer. In other words, it is up to the elders to guard the doctrine of the church. And it's up to the elders to make sure that we develop ministries that properly disciple people and provide accountability structures so that we are all attempting to move in our walk with Jesus Christ together. A deacon would be not focused on the whole church per se, but more focused on a specific ministry and provides tangible coordination for a tangible ministry to meet tangible needs for someone in the church. So in our church in particular, we have a number of deacons who are working in care ministry, getting rides to people, visiting people in the hospital, working on meals, working on the benevolence team to see that people's financial needs are taken care of. So the diaconal role is more narrow, it's more focused on tangible. The elder role is more overseen, focused on the word and prayer and the care of the whole church.
Great. And so the last question for today, as a congregant, how should I, as a congregant, expect to interact with elders, with the elder board? What should that look like?
Yeah. So I think one of the ways we hope that you'll be able to interface with the elders is elders are involved in the membership process. So if you are beginning to join the church, at least 2 elders will interview you, get to know you, get to understand what you would like to do in ministry, and provides that initial personal connection. Also, when you join the church, you become part of a parish. And what we try to do as best we can is to have a geographical unit of people assigned to an elder who lives in that same geographical unit. That doesn't always exactly work out. But our goal is to have people in the parish connecting with that elder, and that elder connecting with the members of that parish, to have personal contact so that we can provide the kind of personal shepherding that is necessary. I think it's also true that we have elders who work on the prayer teams after Sunday morning. It's another way for them to get to know the congregation, but also to exercise their ministry of prayer to the congregation. We also have a number of our elders are teaching Sunday school at various times, but also elders are also involved in leading small groups as well, is another way for them to be involved. And so one other thing is what we do offer to anyone who comes to Stonehill Church is we'd love to have you, if you have a pretty significant need and you'd like a portion of the group of elders to pray for you, we will be very happy to do that. And many times we do that on Sunday morning so that we're providing personal spiritual care for everyone at the church.
Yeah, that's great. And I think it's certainly for me, as a relatively new elder, I think that's one of the important parts for me is I feel the obligation to care for our congregation. And that's what hopefully everyone watching this and our congregation feels, is that they are being cared for by elders, because that is an important and probably one of the most important roles that we have. So thank you, Tracy, for a few minutes. As mentioned before, our next video in this series will be with Bill Boyce, who is the president of the Stonehill Board of Elders, in which we'll go into a little more detail of exactly how the elder board works, what decisions are made, and frequency of meeting, more details like that. Thanks.